reporting live from beautiful Montana. And I just wanted to take a second to record this for you guys. Over the last week, I've had a lot of messages from friends asking about different ways and structures to write out your goals. And I'm honored that people are reaching out to me because it's something that I love teaching. It's something that I love speaking about. So I'm gonna break this down for you guys in a way that I've been using for the last 20 years. There's no right or wrong way, I think, to write your goals. I think if you're simply writing them down however you see fit on a napkin, that is a start. Just write them down, right? I saw that quote at the start of this year that said a dream written down with a date becomes a goal broken down into steps becomes a plan, and a plan backed by action becomes reality. So what I wrote down here are the 7 steps to effective goal setting. So let's get started. Number 1, what I wrote down here for you guys is to work from the future. Work from the future, right? I think there's 3 ways that you can operate when you're writing your goals down. One of the common ways is to work from our past, right? To say, well, based on what I did last year, this is what I'm gonna set out to do this year. Scratch that, don't do it like that. The second best way is to say, you know what, forget what happened last year. This year was a mess. I'm going into the new year, starting from today forward. That's not bad. But I would say that the even better way, the most effective way to write out your goals and your visions for the new year is to go to New Year's going into 2022, right? Work your way backwards from the future and stand in the countdown going into 2022 and ask yourself, if failure was not an option, what would I like to achieve in this brand new year? Forget what happened last year. Forget even where you are today. Go to the future and work your way back. So that's number 1, is work from the future. Number 2, and this is an important one, what I wrote down is recognize the ego, right? I always say the ego is not your amigo. The ego is that thing, that voice, and it could be from a mix of people, your past failures, family members, who knows? But it's that voice in your head that's telling you, you shouldn't play that big. No, you can't do that. You're not this enough. You're not educated enough. Blah, 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 blah. I like to think that ego stands for edging God out, right? When we're edging God out, we think that it's all on us. And when it's all on us, it's easy to get stuck. When you bring God into your life, you'll be aware that what you think might be possible, what He has in store for you is 10 times bigger. So remember that the ego, and it's just you and you're edging God out, is gonna keep you small. When you bring God in and you become aware of the limitless opportunity that the universe makes available for us, that's when you'll dream big. That's when you'll open up to what's really possible, which is truly anything you can set your mind to. So recognize the ego, say hi to that voice that's trying to keep you small, and open yourself up to the limitless possibility, but you've got to start. All right, number 3, this is important. What I wrote down here is be present. Set the vibe, clear your space. This is a process that I don't think you just go from, doing whatever you were doing to designing your dream life, right? So set the tone, clear the space, be present. Make sure that the people that you're doing this with, maybe you're just going to do this by yourself, but everybody's on the same page and you're in an environment for this certain amount of time that is going to allow you to dream and be clear. So put your phone on airplane mode, set some good music, hang out with some people that are down to do this with you. If you don't have anybody, do it by yourself. And one of the things that I do is I put a time limit on my session. I typically will dive into this session for 47 minutes. So I'll put a timer on it. Why? Well, if you give yourself all day long to do something, how long is it going to take you to get it done? All day. So I suggest putting a time limit on how long you're gonna go into this dream session. I think 47 minutes is great, and then get to it, all right? Number 4, practice the SMART method when you are creating and writing your goals. What is the SMART method? So the SMART method breaks down like this. Number 1, it's specific. So make sure your goals are not totally broad. If, I wanna go on a vacation in 2021. Okay, where? When? Where are you gonna stay? Right? I wanna be healthier. Well, how much would you weigh? Right? What percentage of body fat would you be? Would you be eliminating something from your diet? Be specific, right? Number 2 is make sure it's measurable, right? One of the things that I like to do is I like to take my yearly goal, and I take my yearly goal and I break that down into quarters, and then I break that down into months, and then I break that down into weeks, then I break that down into days, and I can break down my yearly goal down to what I need to do per hour to achieve it. So number 1 is make sure it's specific. Number 2, make sure it's measurable. Number 3, what I write down is make sure it's actionable. I don't even know if that's a word, but to me, actionable means there is a specific process of actions that if I take these actions, I will achieve my goal, right? Many times you can't control the results, but you can control the actions that will lead to those results. So I recommend thinking about your goal and thinking about, well, what can I do towards that goal? And break down those specific actionable results. Number 4 of the SMART method, make sure your goals are realistic. I have been known in my past to set out these huge, monstrous goals that sound great, but they're so big that I actually end up getting burned out before I even begin. So yes, I encourage you to dream. I encourage you to write out your goals in a way that inspire you out of your mind. But also make sure that your brain, your mind doesn't say, oh man, that's so far away, there's no way in hell I'm gonna get that done. So dream big, yes, but also make sure that your goals are realistic for your own personal beliefs of what's possible. Sound good? Cool. Number 5 in the SMART method is make sure it's time sensitive. So maybe you're gonna write these out for all of 2021. That's what I just did. Maybe you're gonna write them out for 90 days, but whatever your goal structure is, make sure that it is time sensitive. And that's the SMART method. Number 5, and I would say that this is one of my favorite processes of all time, is it's an understanding of the true art of manifestation and the law of attraction, and it's these 3 words: be, do, have. It's very easy to get caught up in have, do, be, meaning, well, once I have my diploma, once I have that car, once I have a home, then I will go out. I was talking to somebody the other day, and we were talking about relationships, and they're single, and he was telling me, well, once I really like have more money in the bank and blah, 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 then I'm gonna seek out like my dream girl. And I'm like, dude, why wait? Why not at least ask for that opportunity to actually have your dream relationship right now? And that's what we do, right? We say, well, when I have this and when I have that, well, then I'll be able to be that person. And I think when you do that, it blocks you, and it never happens, right? I believe that everything we could ever want to achieve is within us now. And if you allow yourself to be it now, you're gonna experience a quantum leap that will allow you to have it that much faster. So we'll dive more into that process and how it works, but it's really just a simple understanding that it's not about have, do, be. It's about be, do, have. First, you have to be that rock star, agent, writer, artist, athlete, whatever it is. That starts in your soul. It's an essence. It's who you are as a human being, not a human doing. Consider who it is that you've been being, your essence, and work from there. All right, number 6. This is where we get our hands dirty. This is where we really start diving into how the heck do I write out my goals? And it is the way I've been doing it for 20 years. This is a method that I took from Jack Canfield, Napoleon Hill, Earl Nightingale, Tony Robbins. They were all kind of saying the same thing in terms of how to actually write out your life plan. And I broke it down to the 7 equities. And the 7 equities break down as really three layers. And I call those 3 layers your foundation, love, and hustle. So in the foundation layer, you have your mind, body, and soul. In the love layer, you have family and social. And in the hustle layer, you have business and money. So the 7 equities breaks down as mind, body, soul, family, friends, business, and money. And when I look at these goals, what I've learned from them is that I learned a lot of this in reverse before I understood the 7 equities. I was taught from society, music, the environment, whatever, that the key to happiness was business and money and cars and blah, blah, blah. You get all that stuff and then you'll be happy, right? But as we all know, that's not true happiness. True happiness is found within. And when you really break that down, it comes down to your mind, your body, and your soul. So, it's easy to think, well, family first. Okay, well, can you really be there for your family if you're not there for yourself first? So I'm going to show you guys how to actually write out your goals with these equities, but this is where you want to start. You want to look out at your quarter or your year or whatever, and you want to first write out your goals mentally. What are my goals? How do I want to think, right? Physically, what are my goals for my health and nutrition and sleeping and eating? Spirit, your spiritual goals. What are your goals this year in terms of understanding yourself and your creator? For myself as a Christian, for me, it's about having a stronger relationship with God and knowing that He is who I need to put first in all of my goals. And as I do that, I'll really grow as a human being. And so for that area, it's different for everyone. And so I just encourage you to first start with your mental, physical, and spiritual goals. After that, you go into family and social. And after that, you go into business and money. I also have a little bonus 8th equity that I call icing. And that's where you have fun goals. Maybe it's a new car, maybe it's a vacation. And I call that the bonus 8th equity, icing. So, number 6 was the 7 equities. Last, and of course not least, because without doing this piece, we've just been listening to this video for no reason, and this is where you actually get to work. Get out a blank piece of paper, write it down in your notes, do whatever works best for you, type it out, doesn't matter. I like to write mine out, but here's the key. I want to encourage you guys to write out your goals in the 7 equities as if they've already been accomplished. And those are called affirmations. So when you write out your goals as affirmations, it becomes real, right? It goes from the goal of, I want to have a better job, to I work at blah, 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 earning blah, 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 right? So write out your goals as affirmations. When you write in affirmations, it typically starts with just I or I am, and it's never I am going to. And another rule is that they aren't negative, right? You don't want to say, I never yell at my kids or whatever it is. You would say, I am an amazing father who is constantly present and speaks to his children with love, whatever that may be, right? So those are the 7 steps. Get to it, write them down, and that's about it, guys. So I hope that was helpful to you. I want to encourage you to kind of go back to this message, but most importantly, just do it. Take the time to set aside to actually put your goals down on paper. Have fun with it. There's no right or wrong way to do it. Just know that when you write out your goals, you're giving yourself and you're giving your mind a place to focus on. And what we focus on expands. So write your goals down as you go into 2021. Stay focused, stay inspired, and I'll talk to you soon. Peace.